Hello Lucas, hello Leia, it's Daddy. And now I'm reading you a book called Would You Rather Be a Pollywog? All about pond life. Let's start. Would You Rather Be a Pollywog by Bonnie Worth. Near your house is a place of which I am fond. It's a body of water that we call a pond. I'm going to visit it. You can come too. Your mother will not mind at all if you do. The sunshine beats down, helping pond plants to thrive. The plants feed pond animals and keep them alive. From the top to the bottom, I think that you'll see that this pond here is lively as lively can be. The smallest things here are so tiny. I hope you have thought to bring with you your new microscope. Come look at this slide where in one water drop, tiny algae plants float and animals hop. This is a spirulina and this is an amoeba. It's all on this slide that you can see under the microscope. These living things feed a good range of creatures like freshwater snails and slippery leeches. That's a freshwater snail and that's a leech. With their teeth like flies, snails scour and glean the algae off rocks. They pick them quite clean. Leeches eat worms way down in the muck. Leeches have muscle that help them to suck. You might hear the buzz of insects around. A pond is a place where insects abound. Metamorphosis, which is shown on these pages, is one great big word for insects' life stages. This bug changes little from nymph to adult. See, from a nymph to adult. Incomplete metamorphosis is the result. Complete metamorphosis, see Thing 2's chart, shows egg, larva, pupa, and adult, the last part. See, egg, larva, pupa, and adult. The life of this insect has 4 distinct stages. Can you see the changes that occur as it ages? It's completely different, right? That's complete metamorphosis, incomplete metamorphosis. Most pond insects bite. Water boatmen do not. As nymph, they live down in the leaves and the rot. Breathing underwater is really no trouble. They swim to the top and drag down a bubble. See, look at how the boatman drags down the bubble. When the air is used up, before they can drown, they capture another and take it back down. When they are ready to take off and fly, they swim to the surface and let their wings dry. This is a fact that will shock and amaze. Some insects live only 2 or 3 days. Before we leave insects, let's visit one more. It's called water strider. In fact, I see 4. With long legs, it runs on the water and yet it doesn't fall in and it doesn't get wet. Its belly is waterproof. 2 middle legs row. 2 middle legs row. 2 hind legs steer. You'll be happy to know. These insects are prey to the fish, frogs, and birds. Of these we'll go on now and say a few words. Sunfish, bullhead, darter, and pumpkin seed. The sunfish can swim near the surface like so. The bullhead and darter both swim down below. Pumpkin seed teeth are so sharp they don't fail to crush shells and eat up the freshwater snail. This is a bluegill, larvae, algae, and crappie. Bluegill eat larvae, a fine fishy treat. For crappie, the algae are tasty to eat. These fish should be wary. You want to know why? Kingfisher is watching from the tree nearby. When the moment is right, and this is my hunch, it will swoop down and have some fresh fish for lunch. These ducks like to nest in the cattails on shore, laying 3 or 4 eggs and sometimes even more. When ducklings hatch out, they follow the mother, all in a neat line, one after the other. Ducklings are covered with soft fuzzy down. Down helps them to float so that they won't drown. Mother teaches dabbling, dunking head over feet to fill up the bill with good food to eat. The grooves in the bills drain the water, you see. The name for the grooves, why, they're called lamellae. At the pond you'll meet, if you have any luck, a swan or a goose or a whistling duck. With swans or geese, get ready for this. Their voice may come out sounding more like a hiss. What is that sitting over on that fallen log? I think you can tell me. Of course, it's a frog. A frog lays her eggs in a clump, and that way the eggs seem too big to be eaten as prey. Inside the eggs, the tadpoles grow, the gills to breathe under the water, you know. In 2 weeks, more or less, out pop pollywogs. Tadpoles is the other name for baby frogs. They try to blend in, look under those logs, and I think you'll find at least 6 pollywogs. At 5 weeks, a pollywog changes some more. Hind legs pop out where there were none before. Then 4 legs sprout out from 2 lumps by its head. It loses its gills and it gets lungs instead. Its mouth and jaw widen, its tail starts to shrink. This pollywog looks like a frog now, I think. You may wonder what makes that loud croaking bellow. Bullfrog is the name of the loud croaking fellow. It puffs out and lets loose. It's the way bullfrogs say, "Don't try to eat me. I'm too big. Stay away." See, look at the bullfrog. You will also find here something else rather cute. It's the amphibian that's known as the newt. It's a newt. An amphibian, just so you understand, lives part-time in water and part-time on land. The newt hides its eggs among the pond's weeds. Weeds offer protection a little egg needs. When the egg hatches open, a larva swims out. It lives in the water and swims all about. It's the larva. The larva gets bigger and turns into an eft. That's an eft. That's the red critter you see on the left. The eft crawls about on the land on its legs, but returns to the pond when it's time to lay eggs. Turtle buries her eggs on the banks in the spring. Eating bugs from the pond is her favorite thing. Most turtles bask in the heat of the sun. If you look on the rocks, I think you'll see one. Your mother is calling. It's lunchtime, I see. Tell me, which kind of pond life would you rather be? Of all that I've shown you, snail, duck, fish or frog, I'll tell you right now that I'd rather be a pollywog. The end. Did you learn much about pond life? I did. Would you rather be a pollywog? I love you, Lucas. I love you, Leia. Goodbye.